$5 foot long. Does anyone remember that jingle? No, you don't, because somebody doesn't offer $5 foot long anymore. They offer $6.99 meal deals. You see that? You see that? Do you see it? I mean, listen, $6.99 for a meal deal is actually still pretty good. I remember back in the day when fast food used to be cheap too, not just fast. Now it's not fast, it's not cheap, it's not healthy, it's just nothing anymore. Okay. This video is not about those days. It is about today and how we can make our dollar, or rather $5 stretch. So let's do it. Hey everyone, Morgan here. So as you can see behind me, canned food is actually one of the very first things that I want to talk about. We can get high protein options even still under $5, like canned chicken, tuna, things like that. You can still get it for under $5. Now that's under $5 a can, right? Canned meat is still a little pricey, especially for like the real good stuff, okay? But like if you go to Costco and stuff, the canned meats are a little bit more affordable per can, right? But just canned food in general, soups, vegetables, any kind of meats, whatever, fruits. Did I say fruits or soups? Rice, ramen, peanut butter, pasta, plus a jar of whatever you want. We are very bougie and get like the Rouse, which is like $8.99 a jar, unless you go to Costco and it's $8.99 per 2 jars, so that's a better deal. You can get a gallon bottle of water, and whenever you use bottles of water, whether they're the gallon or the individual, you can then refill them, put them in your freezer so that you are reusing, right? Salt, sugar, baking soda, a lot of like ingredients, okay? Dry beans, dry, flour, dry pasta, all that stuff. That dry ingredients, all that stuff is gonna still be really good. It's when you start getting into like the frozen prepared meals, and like fast food and, eating out all the time, it really adds up, like you really can't eat out anymore for less than $10 a person, even fast food. Not even McDonald's has their dollar menu anymore. So yeah, cooking from scratch is one of the best things you can do for your dollar, whether you are, buying things from the store to cook just for your everyday meals or to store. That is really one of the best ways to do it. And buying in bulk when you can is definitely going to stretch your dollar. You may not spend $5 on that bag or a few bags of rice or whatever, but you may go buy go to Costco, and I think it's like $11 for 25 pounds, which is a killer deal for rice. So then there's things like from the Dollar Tree, you can get like little flashlights, headlamps. You can get candle multi-packs, again, from the Dollar Tree. AAA and AA batteries, like from the dollar store and stuff, they're not top tier, but they'll generally work, okay? Solar garden lights, get those from the dollar store. They come out every spring and summer, and you can get those garden lights and they can double as an emergency lighting, right? Have them outside, bring them in at night, and double as emergency lighting. So lighters, of course, matches you can get from the dollar store. Basic first aid stuff you can get from the dollar store. I love getting just like Band-Aids, a little bit of gauze, and whatever from the dollar store. Even Five and Below has some options, but yeah, dollar store is really good for that. Soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, feminine hygiene products, and pain relievers, and travel size medications. You can usually get most of that stuff from the dollar store, or fairly cheap from like grocery stores and pharmacies. Not as cheap as it once was, but it still is, you could save up. Dollar store and Walmart, even though I don't shop at Walmart anymore, I do have the Ozark Trail multi-tool. And it's actually pretty dang good. Like, I like it. It's actually pretty good. And I have used it on many occasions. I've had it for probably 6 or 7 years now, and I like it. It's pretty good. I got one from Daiso that was about like $5, I think. Again, pretty good. It's like one of my favorite multi-tools. So while the really high-end ones are obviously going to last longer, they are better. There's some cheaper ones that are pretty good, for $5, $10. Paracord, you can get some paracord from Walmart and stuff like that. We buy it by the spool. I do not buy dollar store paracord, nor do I recommend it. People always say it's just as good. It's not. It's not just as good. You know, it's not any rope is better than nothing. It's not though. You know, so that's just my opinion. Duct tape though, they have like little thin duct tapes at the dollar store. Emergency blankets. You know, you can get that from like Walmart, stuff like that. I would get those online in bulk. They're way cheaper. Can openers, of course, you got to have a can opener. And from the dollar store, they're okay. Get like a few, you know, have a few backups. Gloves are always really nice to have for cleanup or first aid. I don't know if I've ever specifically looked for gloves. Like cleaning gloves they have at a dollar store, but I don't know about like nitrile gloves and stuff, but you could look. Comfort and information stuff like notebooks and pens and decks of cards. And I'm going to zip through this because there's a few other things here. There's like cleaning supplies and trash bags and a tarp or shower curtain. And now we're getting to some DIY stuff. So for $5, you can make your own homemade fire kit. I have gone to the dollar store and made my own homemade fire kit from dollar store items. You know, and making your own fire starters like from cotton balls and petroleum jelly. That's a classic, okay? You could even melt down some candles onto some cotton balls, and that's a really good fire starter there. So, you know, with a little match, and or not a match. Everybody knows I don't like matches, but you know, put a match in there if you want, but a lighter is definitely going to go a lot farther. Mini first aid kits, you can make those in Altoid tins, or I've made full like first aid kits in like Tupperware containers from the dollar store, and it's nice to have. And then make your own MREs. So take food from the store, make your own MREs. That's generally pretty cheap. Maybe not exactly $5, but, and the Mylar bag itself, you know, like if you want to put it in a Mylar bag, that's not going to be $5 by itself. But PackFresh does have super great deals and discounts all the time. Plus their general prices for Mylar bags is great. I get 50 bags for $50. That's $1 per Mylar bag. Or actually, I get 50 Mylar bags and 50 oxygen absorber for $50. So that's 50 cents for the Mylar bag and 50 cents for the oxygen absorber. Cannot get any better deal than that, okay? But you could do it in a vacuum seal bag or a Ziploc bag, or like a Ziploc bag inside the vacuum seal bag or whatever. But you know, it just kind of depends. You can get Ziploc bags from the dollar store. You could also make a little MRE style meals in Tupperware containers or whatever you want, okay? Like you can go wild at the dollar store. You can go to the Five and Below store. You can search for deals online. Last one I'm going to talk about is used survival books. You can usually go to like library sales and they have killer deals on used books, and you can usually find a few gems there, okay? Go to places outside of Amazon, like used online bookstores, and they can sometimes have some gems, you know, for $5 or below, or even like, you know, a little bit more. You can, usually the older the book, the cheaper it is, right? But you can definitely find some good deals on used books sometimes. It just kind of depends. But yeah, used books are everywhere. You know, go to eBay, whatever you want. And, you know, even solicit, you know, Facebook, you know, for finding books. Garage sales, there's lots of places you can find used gear, used stuff, you know, and get creative with your budget. And if you happen to have a printer, one of the best and cheapest ways is to print stuff out, print out DIYs and information and all sorts of fun stuff so that you can have that information whenever you happen to need it, and then store all that stuff in binders, which you can easily find from like Walmart or the dollar store or whatever for super cheap. Don't forget anything that you may need for your pets or babies or disabled or elderly, anyone else that you're caring for. But we can make our dollar stretch. And, you know, if you're a brokey broke like me and some other people, you know, sometimes it looks like I'm not, you know, like I have a lot of stuff or whatever, but we pay everything with cash. And one of the things that we're doing to not be so brokey broke is to get out of debt. And I think that that is really, really important. So in the meantime, you can learn skills, practice skills, you know, and do things on a budget, you know, whatever that budget means to you. If that's $5 a week or $20 a month or $50 a month or, you know, a few dollars a week or whatever it is, you can make it stretch. Maybe what your plan is to go get like a $50 Nesco dehydrator and dehydrate some frozen fruits into fruit leather or something like that. Like, that's a really good budget and super healthy option, you know what I mean? So just remember, no matter how brokey broke we all feel, there's lots of ways that we can all be prepared based on our time and budget. This is not a race, like I've said many times before. Work on your mental and physical well-being, as well as your knowledge, and practice skills, learn skills, watch YouTube videos, read blogs. Of course, you know, stretch your time and your budget, and just stay prepared a little tiny bit every single day, and it makes a big difference in the end. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you are downloading the 30 Days to Ready series workbook for this series, which is coming to an end, and I can't believe it. Just a couple more days and we'll be done with this series, and it's crazy. But thank you all so much. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel, and it lets me know how you guys are feeling about the videos and the channel and all that. Thank you all so much for watching Honking Around Preparing today. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.